Hi, my name is Sam. I own Gravity Yoga UK, and today I'm going to take you through a 30-minute aerial yoga Pilates session. So for this session we want our hammock hung quite low, so just drop the hammock down so that it's about knee height, maybe a little bit lower to the ground, and then just double check that your equipment is secure and safe for your practice. So with any Pilates exercise, what your aim is to really work those deep core muscles, those muscles that stabilise you. And there are a group of muscles that are not only in the abdomen, but also in the posterior chain at the base of the spine and working into your pelvis too. As with any practice, Pilates is not suitable for all students. So if you're pregnant, if you suffer with any heart condition, if you've recently had operations, or if your body is suffering any form of trauma, so that could be injuries, etc., it's not always the ideal practice for you. If you are unsure, then please just check with your medical practitioner before attempting to take this class. So to start your practice today, just bring yourself to a nice seated position at the top of your mat in front of your sling, and then start to lengthen through the body. So we want to lengthen through the spine and lengthen through the chest, the torso, and stack your shoulders over your hips. Square your shoulders off, relax the shoulders, and just have your chin nice and parallel to the ground. And your hands can be just resting gently somewhere in your lap. Close your eyes, start to relax the body, and more importantly, start to relax the mind too. Start to become aware of your breath, and as you do so, start to deepen the breath. So initially we're going to be breathing in and out through our noses. So over the next few breaths, start to find that flow of inhaling and exhaling just through your nose. Once you've found that flow, start to deepen your breath. So with each inhale, taking a really deep and full inhale, feeling the chest expand, the lungs fill. And as the diaphragm pushes down into your belly, just feeling your belly start to balloon up. And then with each exhale, just exhaling deeply but fully through your nose. Feeling the chest start to flatten again, and for your belly to start to deflate. So just deep and full inhalations, inviting the calmness into your body. And slow but full exhales, just creating that calmness, relaxation. So just take a few more breaths here. Allow your body to soften and start to bring that focus of your mind to your breath. Take your right hand to your heart, take your left hand to your belly. May this practice heal and strengthen your body and your mind. May this practice heal and strengthen our bodies and our minds. And then just gently flutter your eyelids open and roll yourself forwards. And just bring yourself to standing for a moment. So for our first set of exercises, just give your fabric a nice little whoosh. And then take the very outer edge of fabric and bring it to the front. So what we're doing is folding our fabric in half. And then just a little shake again to get rid of all of the bunches of fabric. And then just butterflying your hands at the base of the spine, take the very outer edges of fabric, tuck your elbows in, and carefully lower yourself down to a seated position. So you want to have the fabric so that it is secure underneath you, and it's just supporting towards the back of the knees. Take an inhale, and as you do, float the arms up towards the sky, and then wide circle them around the back of your fabric. And then just very gently start to lean yourself forward. So you're just bringing your knees towards your chest. You're allowing your body to soften. And from here you can just gently use your feet to sway you from side to side. Or you can remain in stillness. So this position is our floating child's pose. It's the pose that we can come to just reset our bodies after some of the poses that we will be challenging our body with this morning. Take the chin to the chest, and on your next inhale, just start to uncurl the spine, drawing yourself into an upright position. So, our first pose this morning is going to be boat pose or hundreds, and just take your hands to the very outer edges of the fabric and push your thumbs down towards your hips. Snuggle your body in, and then using your core, start to lean yourself backwards a little bit. Keep the neck in line with the spine, and as you do so, float your toes up in front of you into boat pose. Take your arms, drop your shoulders, and then bring the arms along the side of the silk and fire up your arms so palms are facing downwards. We're going to inhale through our nose and exhale through our mouth nice and slowly. And as we do, we're going to start to just pulse the arms up and down. So firing those arms up with the in, 2, 3, 4, 5, and out, 2, 3, 4, 5. In, 2, 3, 4, 5, and out, 2, 3, 4, 5. So keep that rhythm going. So we're working into the abdomen, we're pulling our belly button back towards the spine, lengthening through the neck, so your gaze is towards your feet. For any student who wishes to just deepen the practice, you can always just extend the legs in front of you, or for any student who is struggling, you can always just drop the heels into the fabric with you. So keep that pulsing going. We're working into the arms, the deep core, and also into your quads. You'll probably start to feel the quads firing up. So continue with those inhales, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. A few more rounds, keep going, stay with me. 2, 3, 4, 5, exhale. One more round. And exhale. Nice work, gently drop the feet. Lean yourself forward, coming into your floating child's pose. And from here, just start to maybe sway from side to side. Remain in stillness. But allow the shoulders, the head to just drop down. And now return your breath to inhaling and exhaling just through your nose again. So with the hundreds, what we're doing is really firing up our body, getting it ready for practice. With all those inhales, it's oxygenating into the muscles, creating warmth. And because the muscles are nice and warm, we can then proceed with the rest of the practice nice and safely. It's also fired up your nervous system, so it's up-regulated your breathing a little, and that will just give you a little bit more energy for your practice. So one more breath here, and then on your next inhale, gently bringing the chin to the chest. Again, start to uncurl the spine, one slow vertebra at a time. And lastly, floating the head and the shoulders out. Good, so just grab the front of your fabric and place your feet into the fabric for support. And then reach behind again and start to just shimmy your heels, your forwards and your hips back a little. Push the fabric back down to the hips. We're going to come back into our boat pose. So just lean back a little. And then bring the arms into the silk with you. Extend your right leg and bring the left knee into the chest. Just take a moment to make sure that you're supported, and if you feel that this is a little too intense for you, you can always take the fabric a little higher so that your shoulders are cushioned. So fire up that core, bring the belly button in towards the spine. And once you've engaged through your core muscles, just lengthen the neck so it's in line with the spine. From here, all we're going to do is bicycle the leg. So bringing one knee into the chest, extending the other, and then repeating on the opposite side. As you do so, just slide the opposite hand to the bottom of your raised knee. And from here, you're just going to speed things up a little bit. You're going to breathe nice and deeply in through your nose, out through your mouth. And you're just going to bicycle. So again, we're working into the core. We're warming the body up. We're starting to work the leg muscles. And we're pointing through our toes as we do so, so really feel those muscles firing. And we're here for a few more breaths, so remember, keep breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth, nice and slowly. A few more. Nice work, last round. And then slowly lowering the knees down, wide circle the arms up and around the silk, and start to lean yourself forward, coming into your floating child's pose. From here, just start to slow that breath back down. Inhaling through your nose, and exhaling through your nose. Allowing your body to soften. And just slowing the breath down. So just resetting, ready for our next pose. So we should be nice and warm now. Bring the chin to the chest, and on your next inhale, uncurl the spine one slow vertebra at a time. Good, so just grab hold of your fabric and gently pull yourself to an upright position. And then work your way behind your hammock to the back. Drop down onto your knees. And then grab hold of the fabric. Bunch it up, so fingers on the outside, thumbs at the same side as your body. And just spread the fabric. Walk your step a little closer towards it. And then just use one knee in front, wiggle your elbows through, push the fabric down, and start to lean yourself forwards. Once you're there, place the hands down, extend the legs, raise the hips, and shimmy the fabric down to your hips. So you want to have that fabric just below your hip bones, just below the iliac crests. Start to stabilize through your core, so pulling the belly button back towards the spine. Place the hands underneath your shoulders and spread through your fingers. So you want to push the whole of the palm into the ground. Lengthen through your legs, have your feet about hip distance apart, and then come up onto your toes. Then start to really engage those core muscles, so pulling the belly button in towards the spine, pushing onto the balls of the feet and pushing the heels back. So you're really creating that length through the body. Heels in one direction, crown off the head in the other. Take an inhale, and as you do, float the left arm up in line with your spine. Start to spread through your fingers. And have your arm in line with your ears. Stabilize a little more. And when you're ready, float your right leg up. So we're trying to line everything up so it's in a straight line with your spine. Kick into your right heel. You can feel that strength working not only in the core, also the arm, the raised leg. Take an inhale. And on the exhale, with your hand, keep your leg raised, point through your toe. Square your shoulders off, start to lengthen through the spine. And we're just going to start to make little circles with our raised leg. So just nice Little movements, hips stay in alignment. And you're just making these tiny, tiny little circles in one direction. Keep pointing through your raised toe and really fire up that raised leg. So you start to feel this in the glutes, in your raised leg, maybe a little burn. This is good. And then reverse, so start to take those circles in the opposite direction. So they're really tiny, tiny little circles. Nice and slow. Remember to keep that flow of breath going. So we're inhaling and exhaling through our nose for this one. One more circle in this direction, lengthen through the leg, and then we're just going to pulse. We're going to pulse that leg up and down. So just an inch or two up and down, keeping the hips in alignment. Keep pulsing. And we're here for 10, 9, 8, 7, keep breathing, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice work. Drop the right leg down. Just make a little movement with the hips to release any tension that you're carrying. Maybe push back onto the heels and up onto the toes a few times. And then start to realign yourself for the other side. So again, shoulders underneath. Hands underneath your shoulders, sorry. And really start to push it into the balls of the feet, pushing the heels back, belly button in. Activate the glutes, feel the legs start to activate. And when you're ready, raising your right arm in line with your ear. Lengthening through, spreading through your fingers, palm facing sideways. Once you feel you have your balance here, then raise your left leg, kick it into your heels. So we're trying to make that lovely straight line again. Keep breathing, holding for a few breaths. Inhaling. And then slowly exhaling through your nose, kicking into that heel. Perfect. Just pop the right hand back down underneath your right shoulder. Point through the left toe. And keeping your hips in alignment, start to gently rotate the leg in one direction. So we're making circles. Little circles, pointing through the toe, really activating through your leg. So you start to feel this more or less straight away. And strengthen it into the leg, into the base of the spine, creating strength within the pelvis, and back in the other direction, so tiny, tiny little circles. It's always a little bit more difficult in the opposite direction, a little bit more challenging. Our focus has to be there, our coordination has to be there. One more circle. Lengthen through the leg, and we're going to pulse. So there's little pulses up and down. Pulse, pulse. And we're here for 10, 9, 8. Keep smiling. Keep breathing. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice work. Drop the foot down. Bend the knees. Shimmy yourself backwards a little. And from here, just bring the torso through. Grab hold of the fabric with an overhand grip. So toes together, knees apart. We're going to come into child's pose. Take a nice deep inhale as you do lengthen through the spine. And on your exhale, leading with your arms, start to lean yourself forwards. Keep the hips to the heels, allow the head to just gently drop between your arms. Slow the breath back down, so inhaling and exhaling through your nose. Nice deep and full inhales, slow but full exhales. And then from here, just very gently start to sway from side to side. So just creating a nice little stretch. Down the left side, the right side, across the hips. And just again releasing any tension we've built up from our previous pose. So it's a nice counter pose to rebalance our bodies before we continue. And then bring yourself into stillness. Start to stack the shoulders over the hips and glide your way back into upright position. So just roll yourself forward up onto your heels, grab hold of the pulse of fabric either side, roll yourself back and pull yourself to a standing position. Our next pose, we want to have the fabric fully open. So just take a moment to kite your fabric all the way open. And once you've done that, just come to a standing position in front of your hammock. You're going to butterfly your hands and with your thumbs just grab that very outer edge of fabric. Tuck your elbows in and then grab 4 or 5 handfuls of the fabric. This time when we sit down, we want to be sat right in the middle of our fabric. So gently lower yourself down, place your bottom in, and then work the fabric as far forward as you can do. Wide circle the arms up and around, and from here just grab hold of the fabric, place your feet into the silk and then push forwards. Release the feet. We're going to come into our roll-ups. So from here, just start to lower yourself down, and as you do, bring the fabric up and around the shoulders. Lower your way all the way back and extend the arms. So once you're back, you want to have your thumbs crossed and your fingers spread, and then lengthen through the whole body. So at this point, your head, your neck, and your back are supported. Toes together, feet together, toes apart. Thumbs together, spread through your fingers. And just take a moment to center your body. Start to engage that inner core, so pulling the belly button in towards the spine, starting to lengthen through the whole body. Take an inhale, and as you do, start to float the arms up towards the sky. And on the exhale, start to drop them down towards your feet. And as you do, chin to chest, curl the body up. Start to roll yourself forwards and bringing your hands towards your feet. You may reach, you may go a little bit further. Everybody is slightly different. Then inhaling, starting to roll back. Uncurling the spine, one slow vertebra at a time, and as you do, raising the arms up overhead and bringing them into about a 45-degree angle. And then repeating that, so inhale, floating the arms up, chin to the chest. As you exhale, start to lift the body up, lower, forwards, curl the spine forwards, and extend the arms along the legs, dropping the chin. And again, uncurling the spine, one slow vertebra at a time. Inhaling, starting to sit up a little, floating the arms up. And then exhale, rolling the spine back and extending the arms to that 45 degrees. Keep going, so inhale, arms are coming up, chin to chest. Exhale, floating the arms down, starting to curl the chin to the chest. And slowly extending the top part of the body forwards over your legs. Inhale, starting to uncurl, floating the arms up. And exhale, starting to lean back and floating the arms backwards. So keep going using the speed of your breath. And I want you to feel every movement. Every movement needs to be precise. Working into that deep core set of muscles. Working into the exterior chain. Posterior chain set of muscles of the spine. And you're flowing, just flowing like water. So the last one, inhale, floating the arms up, bringing the chin to the chest, curling the spine. And exhaling forward, nice and slowly. And then raising floating back up, inhaling and curling the spine, floating the arms up towards the sky, and exhale, gently starting to lean back. The last one, inhale. Rising forward. And this time as you come forwards, just release your hands, grab hold of maybe your feet. Just grab hold of the legs, some fabric, grab hold of something. Take a nice inhale, and as you do, just make an active stretch forwards. And then on your exhale, just surrender the head, surrender the shoulders. And take a few nice deep full breaths here. Slowing the breath down. Next, inhale out into chest. Slowly start to roll yourself into an upright seated position. Wide circle the arms around. Wiggle the legs forwards and start to lower your body down into your floating child's pose. Just take a moment here to reset. And this is also a nice counterbalance for your spine. Next, inhale into chest, float your way into an upright position. Take hold of your fabric and slowly just pull yourself to an upright position. Walk yourself around the back of your hammock. Give yourself a little shake of the fabric. And we're going to get into the fabric exactly the same way as we did before. So just butterfly the hands, grabbing that very edge of fabric, bunching the fabric up and just popping your bottom into the middle of your hammock. Wide cycling your arms around and then just taking a moment to shimmy the fabric from underneath you. So we want to have our fabric underneath our armpits. Start to lay yourself back, but grip hold of the sides of your fabric. Raise your feet into the fabric and lift above and extend the fabric by pushing the heels down and away. Lay yourself back, just take a moment here to centre yourself. And then just wiggle the feet free. So we're going to come to turn onto our side. So take your left hand, reach the right side of the fabric and place your right hand down on the floor underneath you, underneath your shoulder. So depending on how high your fabric is, we have some choices with our arm. It could be like mine, so that the forearm is on the ground. Or it may be that you're a little higher and need to actually have your arm extended. Or you could just take your elbow and then rest your head into your palm. So find the position with the lower arm. And then start to stack your body. So everything wants to be in a nice straight line. So your shoulders are stacked on top of each other, your hips are stacked on top of each other, and your heels and feet are stacked on top of each other. Pull the belly button in towards the spine. With the raised arm, you can either continue to hold on to the fabric, or if you feel that you have stability and you want to challenge your balance a little more, then just send the arm up towards the sky. If you are down on your elbow, you could always drop the other palm to the other side of the head. So you have some positions as well for your left arm. So once you've chosen your position, you've centered yourself, you start to engage the core muscles, fire up the glutes, fire up the legs, so your legs are nice and active. Point through your toes. Take an inhale, and as you do, start to raise your left leg. Externally rotate through your hip and start to bring that leg forward. As it comes forward, start to kick into your heels, so you're flexing into your foot and dropping your toes towards you. And then on your exhale, gently and slowly with control, lowering the leg down. As it comes down, start to point through the toe, restacking the legs. Good. We're here for about 4 more of these on this side. So the next inhale, starting to raise the leg, externally rotate through the hip, flexing into the foot, and just bringing that leg as far forward as you can. And then in the exhale, starting to lower it, point through your toe, and lowering it down. So try not to have any tension in your head, your neck, your shoulders as you're doing this. Just have your neck in a position that feels comfortable for you. So inhaling, floating the leg up with control, flexing into the foot, kicking into the heel, and bringing the leg forwards, and then exhaling with control, lowering it down. So working the legs, the hip flexor, deep into the core, that posterior chain of muscles again at the base of the spine. And balance and coordination too. Good, one more. Kicking into the heel. And then slowly, slowly starting to drop down, pointing through the toes, restacking. So from here, just raise your left leg a few inches. So we're keeping our hips in alignment this time. Start to point through your toe. And then we're just going to pulse that leg up and down. So pulse, pulse, working the adductors, the inner thigh muscles, pulse, pulse. Here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Perfect. Lower your leg down. Take your hands to your fabric. Roll yourself onto your back. And just bring the fabric up to your shoulders. And just come the knees to the chest. Give yourself a little hug. Bring the nose to the knees. Take a few breaths. Nice work. We grab the fabric, push the heels into the fabric at the bottom, and then start to extend that fabric out. So just working the fabric back out, popping the heels out, and then turning over. So right hand to the left side of the fabric, rolling yourself over, and restacking yourself up. So again, choose exactly the same position with your arms as you did on the opposite side. So we always want to work both sides of our body. Extend the arm into the fabric and just take a moment to stabilize through. And from here, choose your right arm position. So if it was holding onto the fabric last time, do that again. If not, extend it up. Or remember, you can always take the fingertips, the palms, to either side of your head. Engage the core. And on your next inhale, start to raise your right leg. Externally rotate through the hip. Kick into the heel and bring that foot as close to your head as you can. And then exhale. Slowly, slowly with control, lowering it. Pointing to your toe as it comes down. Inhale, floating it up, kicking into the heel, and exhale. With control, lowering it down. Good, let's keep going, inhaling. Kicking into that heel. To really feel your body stabilizing. When we're using the aerial hammock, we always have to work our bodies twice as hard to stop the hammock from moving. Inhaling, kicking into the ankle, and exhaling with control, nice and slowly down. We're here for one more on the side. Inhale. Loosen up. And exhale nice and slowly. Floating the leg down, restacking. Firing up both legs and then raising your right leg. 4 or 5 inches, so keeping the hips in alignment, point through your toes. And we're just going to start to pulse, 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 pulse. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice work. Lower the leg down. Take the fabric, roll yourself onto your back. And this time just bring the fabric over your head. And bring the knees to the chest. Give yourself another little hug, another little squeeze. But this time just allow the head, the shoulders to relax down. Take a moment here to reset. Deep full inhales through your nose. Deep full exhales through your nose. Place the heels back down into the fabric and extend your legs. So we want the whole of our body inside the fabric this time. Take your hands, interlace your fingers and just place your hands behind your head. And then just gently wing your elbows out to the side a little. This still will just keep the fabric away from your face. Now we're going to practice our roll back. So start to fire up your muscles, engaging the core, pulling the belly button back towards the spine. And then just wiggle your ankles free. So feet together, toes slightly apart. Relax through your shoulders. And take an inhale, and as you do, start to float the straight legs, the feet up. And just bringing them up in line with your plumb line. And then on your exhale, starting to lower them slowly over your head. And as you do, kick into your heels and just part your feet a little bit and just drop them as far as you can over your head. And then inhale slowly. Think of rolling through the spine, starting to uncurl the spine, bringing the legs up above, bringing the heels together, toes apart. And then gently lowering the feet down to about 45 degrees. So don't let them go all the way down. Inhale, floating them back up. And curl the spine one sort of vertebra at a time. Think of curling the vertebra. And as it starts to come overhead on the exhale, kicking into the heels, separating the feet, and dropping those feet as far down as you can. Really activate those heels. Inhale in, uncurling, raising the legs, bringing the legs and feet together. And slowly with control, on your exhale, dropping them 45 degrees. One more inhale, nice and slowly, raising them up, and overhead, and then exhale, kicking into the heels, parting the feet and dropping the legs down. Just release your hands for a moment, grab behind the back of your legs, maybe your calves, maybe the backs of your thighs, and allow your feet to just become nice and relaxed. Maybe hug the legs a little closer to you, just take a few deep breaths here. Slowing the breath down. Releasing, relaxing, and just taking a final stretch, ready for our relaxation today. So start to hug the knees into the chest, slow the feet back down into the fabric, extend the feet, keeping both legs, feet inside your hammock. And from here you can either just cross your arms across your body like Dracula, or maybe just drape the arms out the back of your hammock. Take a moment to just make sure that you're lovely and comfortable. Then take a deep full inhale through your nose. Nice full exhale through your mouth, let it go. Release and control on your breath. Release the control of your body. Just total relaxation of body and mind for the next few minutes. Enjoy. So our final relaxation is possibly one of the most important of the poses within our yoga practice. And this just helps to reset, restart your body. So just find that stillness, that peace. And if you're practicing at home, you can always stay in this pose for as long as you want to. But if you need to be moving now, start to take a deep inhale through your nose. Slow exhale through your mouth. Start to become aware of your surroundings. And as you do, start to wiggle fingers, wiggle toes, being a little movement into your body. Extend the arms up and overhead and start to take a lovely full body stretch. So extending through the whole body, maybe snaking the hips from side to side for that side stretch. And once you've finished stretching, bring the knees to the chest, the hands to the shins, and give yourself a well-deserved hug, well-deserved squeeze. And then float your hands to the fronts of the fabric. Start to drop your legs down. And with your arms, pull yourself nice and slowly to an upright seated position. And again, just coming into your floating child's pose for a moment or two. And while you're there, just start to invite that full awareness back into your body. Chin to chest, gently raise yourself into an upright position. Punch up the fabric with your hands and gently lower yourself onto the ground. And just bring yourself back to the top of your mat into seated upright position. Lengthen through the body, lengthen through the spine, chin nice and parallel to the ground. Hands just resting gently in your lap. Just going to take you through a few rounds of breath to balance your body, ready for the rest of your day. So take a normal inhale and a normal exhale. And then inhale through your nose for 1, 2, 3, 4, and exhale through your nose. 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, and exhale. Inhale, and exhale. Last round, inhale, and exhale. Take your right hand to your heart, take your left hand to your belly. May this practice heal and strengthen your body and your mind. May this practice heal and strengthen our bodies and our minds. When you're ready, flutter the eyelids open. I'd like to thank you for joining me for our yoga Pilates aerial class today. enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you.